Greetings, folks. Welcome to Wild and Weird Radio Live. This is Ron. That is Joe over there sitting in the dark.
My lights are still blown. Haven't had a chance to replace them.
We're pretty sure there's another reason for that. He wants to make it look all spooky X-Filey back there. I'm pretty sure it's probably the flute that gets to him at the end of the show. Anyway, speaking of the flute at the end of the show, I've set the goal for another magical flute, whatever, at the end of this thing. Plus a lot more. We've got a lot more cool things coming up. We're going to be talking to you about in this episode. But Joseph, before we get started, let's show them what this episode is actually going to be about. Take this presentation mode, and then I'll let you call everybody in.
The Department of War has quite literally taken on the running of its own covert operation to intercept these mystery objects. And I'm told they have recently downed objects.
I always find, even though it is my reality, I always feel uncomfortable talking about that because it is such a ontologically shocking thing to talk about the pilots. But what do you know? They look just like we would call in pop culture speak small gray aliens.
Frankly, I think if we are targeting NHI technology, if there's a possibility that there is a biological entity on board those craft, a living, intelligent, advanced being, what does it say about our potential first contact with a non-human intelligence?
You know, can you have an effect on things at a distance? And the answer is absolutely, you can.
The problem is we've invited these entities, we've summoned them into this area, and we're now shooting them down. There are really big moral and ethical issues here that I think need to be debated publicly.
And that's what we're going to do, that and a whole lot more. So welcome to the show, everybody. This is Wild and Weird Radio Live. That is Joe. I am Ron. We are your hosts of this crazy thing where we try to make sense of reality and try not to take it too seriously because, boy, is it crazy sometimes. Before we get into that, Joseph, let them know who all's here.
Well, we got Dave Eggleston. He's hanging out at the beach watching the Perseids, which is one of my favorite shows of the year. It's right now is prime time to be at the beach watching them too.
Yep.
Then let's see, we got Wolves Den Woodworks. Uvru's in the house. We've got Justin Old Hippie. Good to see you out there, Hippie. Donna Ho's in the house. Gary. Jordan Booker. Happy Thursday, Mr. Mom tonight. So I'll be listening. Right on. I know how that goes, man. Enjoy. Then Rachie is here. Brenda Ratliff is here. Lisa's in the house. We've got Enzo. What's going on? Sim Salabim is here. Good evening, everyone. Good evening right back at you. Strange Realities premiere. That's right. Tomorrow night's Strange Reality premiere is going to be a good one. Then who else we got? Bonnie Blue is here. What's going on? Mid-Ohio. How you doing? G-Ball. What's up? We got Skinner. Are we there yet? I wish. Who else? Ada Cox is here. Good to see you, Ada. Arthur, what's going on? Good to see you hanging out with us tonight. Who else? Haven't got us all.
Everybody?
Chris is here. Kathy Music is here. Oz is in the house. And did I get everybody? Octopus has made it in. Good to see you, Octopus. Skinner, thank you. And here, I did not miss you, Justin Old Hippie. Appreciate you. Library Fund. We're going to be getting you guys a couple new books.
You know what? I think we need to get them. I think we need to get them like one of those Lukatsky books. That's what I think we need to get them.
Well, I do have one of those ready, so we can do that. But like I was actually thinking.
What are you thinking?
I was thinking at the event, when we get to have our public gathering, actually giving the trilogy.
Oh,
so that way it was because if you get one, you got to get the others. That's the bad thing about the Lukatsky book.
You got to collect them all to have the whole series, so you know exactly what's going on with with everything. So, boy, that's a good prize, man. That's a really good prize.
Yeah, I think so. It's a good installment. And so I want to hold on. I want to do the Lukatsky as a
okay.
Volume.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
Where they get the whole story.
No, I'm with you on that. I think that's fine. I think everybody else would agree with you on that too.
Rob Posey, what's going on? All right, we're caught up now.
All right, wonderful.
Oh, Foggy Flyer, missed you. Good to see you there, Foggy.
Well, everybody, welcome to the show. If you don't know, we do things a little differently around here. We do have a topic, but sometimes you guys kind of steer us in other directions. You ask some great questions. Sometimes we end up going down some road we've never even thought was there. Right, Joe?
Yeah, it happens quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I think it's always interesting because contrary to the majority of the content creators that are in this space, so to speak, we don't care to push against the envelope and against the popular consensus on what a subject is. If there's simply not enough data to back it up, we will say that.
I'll give you an example of that. I don't know if you guys have been watching any of the the Sound, Light, and Frequency podcast. Anybody been paying attention to any of those? They're really, really good.
It has been a minute.
Really good stuff. It's the guys who made what was it? Dark Skies.
It was Dark Skies. I watched their first 2 or 3 episodes, and I haven't seen anything since.
It's pretty good. It's really good. But they had a little discussion on there, and I like how they do their board, like their pages. It's kind of like us. They invite discourse, but they don't allow trolling. They don't allow nonsense. And they had they had an episode. They covered it really well. They were talking about the possibility of the whole demon thing when all that was popular, right?
Yep.
And I responded, and it was a
really how'd that go?
Well, I responded, and it was a rather lengthy response, and I was really shocked at the reply that I got, which just, by the way, came in this evening, just to let you know.
The Department of War.
That's not it. We were not Ross Coulthart.
We didn't get Ross Coulthart like Patrick vetted or red. What was it? Red teamed. Yeah, whatever that means. We're going to talk about some AI nonsense.
I love me some AI stuff. That's great. No, this is actually really good, very positive, and a really refreshing, because there are those out there, I think, who are trying to actually push this discourse. They're trying to actually have this talk with these people, try to get us to, have these conversations, but to do it in such a way that we don't just think blankly, oh yeah, we know everything, right? Because that's one of our biggest issues. We think we know everything, but no, I got, I'll show you the response as soon as this thing lets me load it. I don't know what's going on. It's not showing it. Is it clips? Nope, it's not clips. Well, that's really strange. Oh, well, anyway, they liked it. I'll just tell you that. They liked it. And not only they liked it, they were like, yeah, that's a very good point of view. And yeah, it is. It's a very good point of view, because my point of view was this. And I'll just give you the closing part, because it was very lengthy. And I gave the whole, well, if it's this, then it's got to be that. That argument, right? So at the end, I was just basically like, we've either got to embrace this and try to figure out what it is, or we can choose to just run away in fear. That's our only 2 options at this point with this. And, I'm glad to see people are actually stepping up and trying to do that. It's a good thing. It's a really good thing. Whew. Anyway, we're going to talk about a whole lot of stuff tonight, right? So let's.
Oh yeah, we've got a lot of ground to cover, and this week has left us with no shortage of things to talk about. And after last week, it's nice and refreshing, because last week, other than the information drops, there really wasn't a whole lot.
No, there really wasn't, right? And it was just like this week, we really picked up. We were actually going to talk about a little bit about the information drops this week, but
we were.
This is a little more, I think, relevant. So we're going to be actually going into this a little bit more. We might hit on that stuff later, but we advise you this. Look, just don't go watching the videos and say that's all there was. There's some really good stuff in that last bunch of releases, and it's all the documentation. So go read the documentation. You're going to find some really cool historical stuff there. You're going to see how
that is the keys.
Yeah, that's the keys. There's some really good stuff, hidden in there. You're going to see the birth of Project Sign. You're going to see how Project Sign came to the conclusion that this was probably not something from here. And then you're going to see how Project Sign probably turned into Project Grudge immediately after that, right, Jeff?
Yeah, you really do.
You do. You get to see why it happened. And I think that's cool. But one of the really cool things that happened this week, Joe, I finally got time to sit down and put the final touches on the next installment of Strange Realities, our investigative series into the strange realities, that everybody seems to be talking about now for whatever reason. I mean, we know they're there.
We somehow landed on a buzz topic 2 years ago.
I don't know how.
I remember we were coming up with trying to think up after Paranormal Horizons had wrapped, and we were trying to figure out what we were going to do. I was at a garage having my exhaust replaced.
Yeah.
And we were having a conversation, and I was standing between the garage weld shop and a car body, auto body store. And we're sitting there, and like, there's so much noise and ton of road traffic. And I'm liking Strange Realities, Ron. I think we need to go with that because, Paranormal Horizons was just the beginning. It was just that. We were seeing what was coming on the horizon, and then what was on the horizon was reality itself being very, very strange.
Very strange. And we're just lucky that we got to go out and document that, Yeah. And we're still doing it. So that's one of the really cool things. But I got a little clip for us. Go ahead and pop that up there just for the people who haven't seen it yet. Over on our page, we've played it a couple times, and it's out there. But go ahead and play that little trailer for you. It's very, very short, and it just gives you an idea of where we're going.
I hear natural, but I'm also seeing radiation.
Yep.
So before we walked up there, it went to 32 while we were up there, is what you're saying.
Look down. Something big is moving rocks. These aren't small rocks. I see base camp on the camera. I hope that's base camp on the camera.
To 32.
Yeah.
So before we walked up there, it went to 32 while we were up there, is what you're saying.
Wait, what?
They didn't see our laser, and they said negative. They didn't see our IR moving.
Fire laser right at that point.
Because reality, stranger than you can imagine.
So yeah, that's happening. That'll be happening tomorrow at 8 o'clock promptly. Okay. So be here for it. But the more fun, apparently, I'm told, because the last one was absolute pure chaos, is the after party that takes place afterwards.
Yep.
And we'll see if this works. I actually put a link in the video. So we're going to see how this works. We're going to get all fancy with this thing. And if it doesn't work, just be here at 8:40, and the room will open up, and we'll come in here and do the thing. But hopefully, there's no natural disasters or anything like that this time, right, Joe?
Right. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Okay, so we got any comments out there that we need to touch on first?
Yeah, this one right here. So we were gonna touch on this a little bit, but everything else just kind of overwhelmed it because we already know Bob's story so well. It's already out there. It's everywhere. But this interview with St. Pierre and Lazar was great.
Yep.
It was a really good interview. Highly recommend to go check that out.
It's a down to earth interview. Why don't you pop that Octo? Why don't you grab the link to that and pop it in there for everybody?
Yeah.
That's a really good one. Really good one. As always, I'll pop in the links to some of the stuff that we have tonight too later after the show. But yeah, that was a great one. My favorite
says, I'm looking forward to it. I'll be drinking during the after party. You've been warned. Don't worry. I'll be ready.
Oh, that'll be great. So the one cool thing I liked about Bob, that little thing that he did there, did you guys see the did you see him playing with his death ray?
Oh yeah.
I thought that was just a defunct laser tube. No, that's real. That's actually real. He's hardwired that thing with an actual control box, non-digital. Like,
yep,
that doesn't surprise me though. But yeah, that thing's functional. That's crazy. Margaritas for the after party. Well, there you go.
The last one was great. Poor Ron was unplugged. It was so funny.
Well, let's not do that again. But
it was great. The reviews were fantastic.
Oh yeah, the reviews were fantastic. You're not wrong. It was a good time. Everybody had fun, and somehow we managed to turn chaos into something really fun. And I think that might have been the lesson there. I'm not sure.
I excel at doing that, though.
Yeah.
I excel in chaos. I'm a chef, so it is how I do.
It's true. It is how you do. All right. Well, let's get this thing off. We'll get started because we got a lot of ground to cover, and we got to hit it hard and hit it running.
That we do. Let's kick it off. Go into media presentation mode.
Yes, sir. All right. So let's go first up. Well, look, it defaulted to the Strange Reality folder. Hang on a second. It has to. There we go. Now we got it. I got to go back to the radio show. Here it is. Okay. August. Dang, that's crazy, isn't it? Clips. Okay. So, I'm pretty sure everybody recalls that whole little incident that happened in February, with the closure of the airspace in El Paso, that whole thing, right? Remember that? You guys remember that? That comes into play with some other stuff because everybody remembers Skywatcher, obviously, right? Remember those guys? They're out there about the same time we were, I believe, doing some weird stuff. The only difference was we apparently weren't trying to hijack alien craft, if that's what they are, with our minds. But someone was, and someone paid attention, and Ross Coulthart now thinks that he's broken this case wide open. We're going to be watching these little clips. Questions. Everybody get your questions, put them in, and we're going to star them, and we will be reading those off as we go. Questions, comments, just be respectful. That's the only rules. You know this. And, share this out to a couple of your friends, and let's try to get some traction. I mean, Ross said, let's have a public discussion on this, right, Joe? So
he did.
Let's do it. We're gonna
let's hop in the Wayback Machine so we can do that.
Hop in the Wayback Machine. Okay. Anyway, here we go.
Happened to Skywatcher, the UAP investigation group. The last time Skywatcher posted on Twitter X was Christmas Day last year, where it reaffirmed its commitment to applying disciplined science, advanced sensing, and rigorous analysis to the UAP subject.
Y'all remember that, right? This wasn't so far.
I remember.
You remember?
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Okay, you remember. All right. Okay, we're going to continue then.
Skywatcher promised that it would seek to validate the existence of UAPs by using what it calls electromechanical signaling, aka the dog whistle, and neuromeditative interaction, better known as psionic summoning or inviting of.
I mean, might have heard that before, right? Kind of,
maybe once or twice,
maybe a few times.
There was a series that aired last year and the year before that and the year before that.
I don't know that. All I know is there was some stuff and things happened. And yeah, they're pretty similar, right?
Yeah.
UAPs. But there's been nothing posted on the Skywatcher.ai website since James Fowler left in mid-August last year to follow what he described as a new opportunity in aerial intelligence. What happened?
Now, you remember this because we called that when this happened. We had a pretty good idea. Oh, well, he got an offer he couldn't refuse. And that's pretty much what happened there. But he also took all the tools of the trade because we've heard that over the time too. So where'd it go? Well, Ross thinks he figured it all out, guys. And you know what? He's probably right this time.
So what's really going on? I understand there's been no Skywatcher field operations since July last year, and I've been trying to find out why, because more were meant to be happening. Multiple insiders have told me by the time of that last July field operation, Skywatcher was actually working with and reporting to a number of government agencies.
Shocking. Are you shocked? Are you?
I mean, I do think
Mm-hmm.
we covered that.
It's almost like isn't this like a deja vu kind of thing?
It really is. Like, I have to say, that face that you see on Ross Coulthart right now was the face that I had while watching his episode.
But I mean, the point being is that I guess now he has proof, and the proof is pretty interesting. I mean, we got to say, Gary Nolan said he'd do no harm. He was part of Skywatcher. Aliens not count.
Yeah, but there's a reason. Nolan just kind of did step away. He went out. He did one outing with them, and then that was it.
Yeah. And remember, Ross went out with them on that thing, on that nude beach situation. Remember where they didn't come down to the researchers. They came down to the hippies who were all partying over in the hot tub. And they made that out to be like some kind of weird thing. It's not weird. Those people had pure intent. They were peaceful. If you're going to call something down and it's going to respond, you think I'm going to respond to the guys who are going to, I know, because I can read your mind, are going to try to capture me? Or am I going to go down to these people who are just, chilling out, loving life? Think about it.
Well, we've seen similar stories, right? We've at the powwow 2 years ago.
Exactly.
We were at the powwow, and we love being able to set up the powwow. The fact that we've been welcomed into that community is huge for us. Thunder in the Mountains powwow this October. Be there, come hang out. So we were having a conversation with, I guess we'll just call them their resident hippies.
Mm-hmm.
And they were rafters, they were, because this is along the New River Gorge. This is the whitewater rafting capital of the world, folks. So they were in the area again for the whitewater rafting, which is absolutely impeccable, I might add. And they were having essentially like a little rave out in the forest. They had some, they had like some battery backup power, got some DJ lights,
generators. They had the works. They were like you said, it was a rave out there in the middle of the forest.
And while they were out there doing this, a UFO dropped down into the tree line and like cruised in really close. And they all saw it. And then this thing darts off in a flash. Mm-hmm. So, it just, it's real interesting, man. Like the people who are, we've made the comparison like with Bigfoot TV.
Yeah.
If you're doing something interesting, I think you're more interesting to look at. And Enzo brings up a good point, being interesting. They were checking out the wildlife at the hot tub, Kirk style.
I mean, maybe, I don't know. All I'm saying is there was peaceful intent and there was suspect intent. And if these things can really pick up on that,
Yep. Oh, 100%.
Uh-oh. Clouds rolled in.
Clouds rolling in from the north. My boy melted down. I'll take a swing at the Perseids later tonight. And it, honestly,
after midnight,
it really peaks around 11.
Yeah, 11:30 to midnight is where you want to be out there. So yeah, definitely. That's when the Earth, tilts right into the stream, basically.
Right into the stream.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Good one. They're always a very pretty one to see.
Yep.
So anyway, so yes.
Hey, what was Stone Maven was the movie Earth Girls Are Easy? I think that was one of my favorite movies for the longest time was Earth Girls Are Easy.
It doesn't surprise me.
Jeff Goldblum, Jim Carrey, Damon Wayans, all as aliens. It was the best.
But okay, so let's go back in because this does get a little more.
It does. It gets more serious.
A lot more serious. So, but we have to interject this into it from time to time just to let you know, and we're going to do that. So, if that really offends anyone, that we laugh a little bit, it's probably going to get way worse for you. Yeah, probably. So let's go to media presentation.
Getting it. Bam.
Okay.
I like how it's agreeing with me this evening. And
yeah, I think it's working pretty good right now. So let's see.
They made some updates.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So so he figures out a little bit about what might be going on out there, and to understand that, we have to go back to February when crazy stuff started happening.
I can assure you, President Trump is most definitely not revealing all he knows. I can't name my sources for what I'm telling you about today, but I'm very sure they're rock solid. I've spoken to people in the Trump administration and people who are part of the ongoing military operation that I'm going to tell you about for the very first time today. And it all.
Okay, so this was a big reveal. All right. And you may have seen some of the headlines that have been captured and shared and exaggerated at this point. But this is what the man actually said. All right. So pay attention. There's a little bit more. It's getting spun in different ways out there. I want to make clear to other people as well, too. It's not a political show. This only deals with politics in the sense that they're talking about the president. We could care less. It doesn't matter. It could be, space hippies, right? We don't care. But the point being, that's the players in the game. And we've got to be talking about the players in the game, especially on this one. Right, Joe?
Yeah. Octopus, it's exactly right. Whoa, bro. They know more than they're telling us, bro.
I know, right? I am shocked. I am amazed. I don't know if I can take any more of this, but we're going to hit it. And yeah.
Enzo. Oh my God. Trump would never turn to the camera and say, listen.
No, you're right about that. Okay, here we go.
All starts with an official government lie put out in February this year when
Quick question.
Yeah.
What's the difference between an official government lie and anything they say on Monday?
I mean, no, I think you have a valid question. Is there some form of protocol to, to draft a official government lie versus, just a normal exaggeration?
I digress. Here we go.
Space over El Paso, Texas, the airport was hurriedly shut down.
El Paso is going to be shut down to air traffic for security reasons. Do you know if there's any exceptions for medevac status? That's a great question. There are no exceptions. It's a complete ground stop. And it's a complete ground stop. Not even medevacs are allowed to fly. Wow.
The restrictions will also apply to part of southern New Mexico. It's a rare move. Experts say the U.S. hasn't closed airspace for security since the 9/11 terror attacks.
Yeah, I remember that, right? That was a little thing because that was the clips from what we did. And it was a pretty big deal. But it was also blown out of proportion. We knew there was more to that story. We just didn't know what the story was. And we were not going to go running with it and start screaming like some of the other ones where, it's a crashed, craft and all this stuff. That was on the table, by the way. That was absolutely on the table. We didn't go there because we did not have adequate information that said it was anything more than just social media bullcrap.
Yep. And we had just from and what I was telling Ron specifically about this part, we are living in a very unique generation. Okay. The time that we're alive right now is extremely interesting because we have survivors from Korea, Vietnam, the Gulf War, the Afghanistan War, and the Iraq War. And now where we're at now. So we've got people who have been alive throughout that entire process now. Veterans who have specialized, who have been on crash retrieval recovery teams. Mm-hmm. People who have been workers for flight lines and mock centers, which MOC, which is Mission Operation Command.
Yeah.
You've got people who are, who have been retired and know how these procedures work. You can't cover that up.
Yeah.
You can't just, 50 years ago, you could just be like, no problem. Not now. There's way too many of us who can look at that and be like, are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't think you're sure. I don't think that's what you're saying. So,
well, we knew something was up. I mean,
something was up, but we didn't want to go and jump into the crashed UFO, crashed UAP kind of mode. Like
we talked about it.
Yeah, we did. You and I talked about it, and you and Dave talked about it
off the record. We talked about it. We talked about it quite a bit. I think one of my first thing was they did something.
Yep, they did something.
But we didn't have any proof of that, and we never, we don't do that. We just don't.
And
speculate.
My official take was that it was possibly a
broken arrow or something, right?
Broken arrow, where we've got a AI asset controlled drone that went down.
Yep.
There were some test shots of aircraft a month earlier in that same region, 5 miles away. So it's not unusual.
Right.
Yeah. Enzo, here's another one. Enzo, I worked in the mock for a few years. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, we knew something was up, but anyway, continue to presentation. Thank you.
Public was initially told Mexican organized crime cartel drones were breaching the airspace with their drones, and with next to no notice to local authorities, the FAA shut a massive area over El Paso for what they said would be a 10-day shutdown. As the New York Times reported, top administration officials quickly claimed that the closure was in response to a sudden incursion of drones.
We're also now hearing from reporting by our Kip Marr and Zach Cohen that there was some concern by the Department of Defense, by the Pentagon, that a Mexican cartel drone breached U.S. airspace, which may explain why this went into place so quickly without much warning.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy tweeted, quote, "The threat has been neutralized." This cartel drones explanation never really made any sense. As my News Nation border correspondent colleague Ali Bradley has detailed many times, the Mexican cartels frequently fly their drones over the US border, and airspace is rarely, if ever, shut down because of these frequent incursions.
Exactly. I mean, exactly.
Lieutenant, sir, I'm getting some strange readings over here. Colonel, is this your first alien encounter, Lieutenant?
Yeah, right. No, for real. Okay, let's go back to what else we got.
Are we sure it was cartel drones and not swamp gas?
Well, I mean, are we sure it wasn't? What was the ones? They were Iranian drones, right?
Yeah,
from
the Iranian
mothership. The mothership. Lie sandwich.
Oh yeah.
Maybe there's some truth in that. I mean, a mothership. And then shortly after that, here we are over there. No, not going to speculate. Not going to do it.
Octopus. I thought it was Iranian motherships.
See, that's what I'm saying. Okay, enough fun. Let's get down into this thing. And let's talk about the lasers, balloons, and all the nuttiness that takes place literally right after this, because this was a hot story that day.
It really was.
It was hard to keep up with.
The New York Times claimed the real reason why the FAA shut down the El Paso airspace was because immigration officials had used an anti-drone weapon shared by the Pentagon without coordinating with the FAA.
Now, the weapon that they're talking about is the Leonidas. This is not a secret weapon. It's a known weapon. You don't fire it that way. into like public airspace zones. You only fire it into zones that you want to be nothing in the sky after you're done.
The Times quoted sources saying Customs Border Protection officials thought they were firing on a cartel drone, but it turned out to be a party balloon.
That's believable, right? And so we heard the party balloon. We heard the balloon explanation right there. As soon as we heard balloons, we knew that we were dealing with something other than just drones, because that's your number one go-to, right? That's in the playbook. I'm pretty sure somewhere it's in the playbook.
Yeah.
It's got to be balloons.
Balloons or drones?
Balloons. Yeah. Or both, apparently, in this case. But no. There was some other stuff that took place, in particularly where this took place. He did some really good research on this. I don't know if it's all true or not, but if this is true, oh boy, do we have a lot to talk about.
This is a NOTAM, a safety advisory to aviators, posted by the Federal Aviation Administration on 8th November last year, closing a massive area of airspace southeast of El Paso right through to the 7th November this year. It deemed this area as national defense airspace, warning pilots that any breach of the airspace would allow them to be intercepted, detained, and interviewed. It authorized the US government to use deadly force if the aircraft posed an imminent threat to security. And here's where things start getting very interesting, because this area, known as Sierra Blanca, is exactly where Skywatcher was doing its operations until July last year.
Uh-oh. The plot thickens. So it's in the same area that these guys were doing their little thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, what apparently happens is the boys got seen doing their little thing. And someone in the government said, you know what? I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse, or absolutely can't refuse. Come work with us or don't. And that's probably what happened, honestly. I mean, I don't know. I'm just speculating there on that. But
it very well could be. I mean, these guys were already assets in the field. You know?
Yeah, they'd been there.
They'd been there. They had already been not just assets in the field in the sense of prior military service, but they've also all worked as government contractors as well.
Mm-hmm.
They never left the theater, so to speak. They remained in connection and stayed on rotation for various projects. Now here's just to reference back. This is the Leonidas system. That thing will knock drones out of the air. It's unbelievable. It's like magic.
He's saying it will knock drones.
Yes.
Human drones.
Yeah, it's a controlled EMP.
Yeah. Human drones out of the air.
Yeah, human drones. But Enzo, like Enzo says right here, NOTAMs are serious business. All air crews read those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was a serious deal. I mean, this wasn't something, I mean, come on. They're shutting down med flights over the area. That's insane. And they didn't tell anyone. They just did it. We talked about that when it happened. But this is absolutely insane. But so allegedly, the boys get seen and they're like, okay, so it ends up going somewhere else.
Yeah, it just like every other, too good
thing
project or too good technology. You get scooped up and they figure out how to use it for their own means.
Yep. Presentation. This is what they were doing, or allegedly what they're doing.
While it appears that Skywatcher is indeed defunct, it's been dissolved as a business entity, I suspect key individuals from the Skywatcher team are now working with the Defence War Department at the White Sands Range. It would make sense they're using the Skywatcher experts, because I'm told that from November last year until now, the United States government, in a joint operation with multiple intelligence and defence agencies, has been using these airspace shutdowns, these TFRs, to do its own UAP intercept operations. Yes, they have been summoning, detecting, and yes, shooting down what some call drones, others UAPs.
That's a pretty big allegation.
It is.
And, we've actually talked about this before as well. It's another little bit of deja vu thing, right? It's scary when we make these predictions and we see them coming true, however. So,
and the bad part is, we used to be like a year out.
Yeah.
Now we're like 5 months.
Yeah, it does. When you watch the patterns, you can kind of see the stuff developing, and there's a playbook. There really is, obviously. Yeah, someone brought up just like 50 some people watching. We got 3 likes. Come on, guys, you can do better than that. Start smashing the like buttons. We're terrible at telling you how to do that stuff, but apparently we will. Start smashing it. Let's get it out there. Let's get the algorithm fired up. Let's, share it out and all that fun stuff.
Bonnie says, I always hit the like button on my end, way in. Otherwise I forget. I'm an old lady.
That's hilarious. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Bonnie.
Okay. So, presentation. Let's go to the next one. So we're going to play this because we're going to have a little chat about this right after, because, there's more to it.
I'm pretty sure there are people in Congress that know about this covert operation, and they've been lying to you and to me and to the general public about what they know. I think that what's happened is that this has been concealed behind the excuse and the explanation that it was a covert operation to down mystery drones, foreign adversary drones. They're not foreign adversary drones at all in the main, and they know that. And I suspect that there are key members of Congress, particularly on the key oversight committees, who know this very, very well.
You heard that. And thank
you.
Yeah,
there's people on the oversight committees that are in the know, because they were already looped in. They're probably on the oversight committees because they were in the know before they were on the committee.
Dude, you're 100% right. And again, I think we saw that. We called it, so to speak.
They're there to serve as the guardrails.
Remember this? This was just from, a couple of months ago.
I was briefed on an event that occurred where they basically tried to set up a perfect case scenario that would cause UAP to come in, and then to capture them or to try to try to document them or record them. And it was
to capture them or try to document or record them. Pay attention to what was said right there. This was several months ago, right?
Successful. So this is when this only happened a few months ago, and this is when the whole conversation changed, because that event was one that no one could deny. There were so many people that witnessed these things, and these were all credible people working in our top intelligence sector, and they brought me in and briefed me on this almost within a few days or weeks after this event happened. So,
and we kind of figured out that would have been somewheres at the beginning of the year. Is when we kind of thought that actually took place. I'm just saying, put the points together here. It paints a very interesting picture.
Yeah.
I don't know if, Ross's sources are 100% legit. I don't know if he's not being played. All of us can be played at times, right?
Yeah.
But the evidence is there that something is definitely not quite right, that something is being used. Go ahead.
The news in the future, Octo is predicting, citizens, the aliens are attacking us for absolutely no credible reason at all.
At all. No, yeah, exactly.
We definitely don't have several of them locked in a basement somewhere.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Oh boy.
We'll get to that. This is a very, like I said, this is something we definitely gotta have a talk about, right? Presentation.
Free slurm didn't.
All right, next one.
Alrighty.
So I think it's this one.
The Department of War has quite literally taken on the running of its own covert operation to intercept these mystery objects. And I'm told they have recently downed objects, craft, both in the US and across the border near Juarez in Mexico.
Yep. How interesting. See how the Mexico thing comes into play now, guys?
Yep.
There's always a little truth in there. That's how you make these things, right? That's how it works.
Understandably, the president wants the US to have and to know all about these exotic technologies. But is he being told the full story by those he trusts to keep him briefed?
Ready for an X-Files episode, because here it comes.
Yeah.
I'm told he's not. The concerns that my sources have is that the president is not being told the full story. My understanding is he's being told or being led to believe that what's being detected are highly advanced Chinese drones, which I'm told is possibly the case for one or two of the objects, particularly the jellyfish, but not for all of the objects.
The space jellies are from China, Joe.
How about that?
I didn't see that coming. That was not
Never.
My bingo card. I can tell you our space jellies are not from China. I just want to let y'all know. They were made right here.
They were made right here, and we have proof of it. With version 1 and 2. And when you look at it, it does kind of look like a helmet.
It's not. Version 2 is far more superior footage because, they demanded we release better footage.
They did.
So we had to go and get better footage of the sky jellies. Anyway, let's continue this. We have
So now we have intergalactic Chinese buffets now.
Right.
You know what? That is what the galaxy needs. That's the number one way to get me to travel the galaxy is to have the exact same chain established on various planets.
Yeah.
So that way I can travel and enjoy the exact same meal everywhere I go.
Probably, yes.
I am also told by White House sources that President Trump has personally authorized this operation. President Trump has tasked the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, to find out what these objects are and to capture them. There is a full-on effort underway by the administration to recover suspected non-human intelligence exotic technology in a program totally separate from the so-called legacy program. What's concerning is that I'm being told the president is not getting the full story about what's being recovered. there's a concern he's being snowed with an explanation that these are just foreign adversary drones. But what is being detected is without doubt far beyond any known conventional human technology. If these are Chinese spy drones, then the Chinese have cracked super advanced stealth propulsion systems with no visible means of propulsion.
Joe, why don't you explain to the audience why that is not the case?
Well, for starters,
yes,
Taiwan.
Thank you. Oh. Thank you.
Taiwan,
that's it. That's good.
You know, there's issues. There's obvious contention there between China and Taiwan on a daily, weekly basis.
What about
there's
Russia?
Also contention between Japan and China on a fairly regular basis.
Well, it's Russians, right?
Yeah. And so we've got. It's just crazy to try to think that there would be technology in the quantities that things are being seen in.
Yeah.
And I don't know that we're not all cruising around underneath one leader.
Yeah.
One minister, one head leader. It would just, it's unrealistic to think that, because especially, and if for no other reason, seriously, Taiwan,
you can't say it's Russia, because look at what's happened in Ukraine for the past almost. God, I mean, we're moving into how many years has it been now?
Coming up on, I think we're in year 5 coming into year 6.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
And so we know it's not Russia and it's not China, because Taiwan isn't flying the Chinese flag.
Right. We're not either. And we would be. I mean, so no, we need to stop this nonsense. So every time you hear these people interject this while we're moving forward on what this may be, and you hear these people just come out of the woodworks with their hands up saying, I know what this is. This is adversarial technology. No, it's not. And do you know how you know it's not? Because if you go back and read those old documents like we told you to, the playbook's right there. It tells them exactly how to cover this up and how to start covering it up. One of the things that you want to do is you want to start saying either A, it's hallucinatory. People are just imagining things. They're seeing things, or the hoax in it. 2, well, it's got to be adversarial technology. Or 3, which is actually the number one excuse. It's obviously atmospheric anomalies that people don't quite understand, stars, normal stuff, astronomy kind of things, right? And balloons. These are the same things that we play with to this day.
Yeah,
those started 6 decades ago. We play with that rule book today.
Everybody's over here talking about food. It's fantastic. I love it.
It's great. I like it when people talk about food. Food makes me happy. Food, drink,
right?
Be happy, be merry. That's what we're here for, right? I don't know. Bob Bigelow says we have other things to do.
Oh man, we haven't even touched that yet.
Oh no, we haven't. But first, before we go into that, I want to go into the breaking news, because there was some breaking news today.
Yes,
4 hours ago.
Yes,
4 hours ago.
4 hours before we started this show.
Yeah, before the show. That's right. And I had to come and grab a couple of the clips from it, because everybody else is doing it, but we had to do it because we again said, this particular venue would be used to reach out to the general public to make you understand that we may not be alone. How does that make you feel, Joe?
Well, it makes me feel like the next step is going to be Maury Povich being resurrected or cloned in alien form to do the human hybrid You Are Not the Father shows.
Oh man, right? You guys, I mean, yeah, it's over your heads, some of you, but boy, there's a thought. Right. Do not create that in AI. It would be disrespectful. Anyway, let's go to presentation mode.
Yeah. No.
Let's hit the breaking news, which is our old boy, David Grush, showing up on Dr. Phil.
On Dr. Phil. This was not on my bingo card.
This proves to me that we are on the right track. We're 100% right when we said he's there for the general public. So the acclimation process can, it can take place. This is Grush, okay? He's the guy, News Nation. He's the one who came out, literally said, yeah, I've seen things. We can't talk about Roswell, but we can talk about other things. Well, he talks about a lot of things with Dr. Phil. He has a little bit more leeway now, and he admits some stuff. And I think there was some stuff said. This is a really good episode for real. I'm going to recommend you go watch this for real. You guys who are interested in this topic, go watch it. You don't have to like Dr. Phil, but you just got to go watch it. It's part of the data. It's kind of required reading at this point. So here, let's watch this clip anyway. I got a couple of them. We're going to watch this one first.
So what my exposure was, I had folks from the retrieval program. I'll call it exfiltrate audiovisual evidence for me to see both video and photos, and that was audiovisual evidence of the retrieved craft, some of the dead cadavers that were recovered. Call it the pilots, as I said in my interview with Nancy Mace.
Yeah. So he said that. That's pretty big, right? Right there.
Oh, huge.
That's pretty big. No, I think it's better. It's way better, I think.
You can see that it's intelligently controlled. They come in groups. This isn't just ball lightning here, but it's this, plasmoid type intelligence. Now, there might be a structured craft behind said plasmoid, and that plasma discharge might be an artifact of the propulsion system.
Where have I heard this? I'm sure that I've heard this. It's like I'm having deja vu. Somewhere I've heard this before.
Possibly, but we're seeing even weird stuff like that is almost unknowable what it is unless we have some way of studying it or capturing it that I don't know about.
Wait, what did he just say?
Capturing it, ways of capturing it?
That he doesn't know about? He wouldn't know about it. That's true, because he's not read into that program. That program doesn't officially exist.
Yeah.
Ew. Ouch. Sticky.
Right. And you have also seen pictures or video or both of life forms that are piloting these craft as well. You've seen the cadavers.
Yeah. Some of the craft we've assessed that are likely drones, and some of the craft that we've recovered, it is true in some of the lore in the public space, we've recovered vehicles that were empty and the pilots were not there. That actually is a true historical statement. But yes, some of it was piloted, and I always find, even though it is my reality, I always feel uncomfortable talking about that because it is such a ontologically shocking thing to talk about the pilots. But what do you know? They look just like what people have reported seeing, like credible witnesses. You look at the Ariel school event in 1994, where 80 school children in Zimbabwe saw what we would call in pop culture speak small gray aliens, exactly the way you think.
He just said what he said.
He did. And like, I have to admit,
look at this look.
Yeah, I know. He's like, what the? Yeah. You like that? You like that? It's the bat signal. That's right, baby. We've got a Hellbit Holler in the house tonight. Good to see you, man.
Welcome. I'm going to assume it's Joe. Jesse's always working.
I know, right?
Hopefully they can be here for tomorrow. One of them could be here for tomorrow's,
they're going to make it for the after show.
You got to make it to the after show if you don't make it for the show. That's just how it is. All right, so let's go to our next one. That would be, this is a interesting one.
Back to the work of John Mack at Harvard, who was a trained psychiatrist looking at people that have had these experiences with the phenomenon, and he deduced something is going on. This is not some psychosomatic thing or some mental health condition. And, people over the eons have had these personal experiences with these things. And that is a sensitive subject that I know is still kind of stigmatized, unfortunately.
Right, of course. Have any of these pilots or occupants of these craft, to your knowledge, been taken alive?
Yes. And I know people who have had direct interactions.
Just unequivocally, yes.
Boom, yes.
There was no hesitation. Yes.
Just like that. Like he was waiting to say that for a while, and he just never really got down. No one asked him the question. Maybe, I don't know. But he has a little bit more to say about that.
And were they able to communicate?
Yes. And it is true that some sort of consciousness communication, of course, people call it telepathy. I cannot begin to tell you how it works, but there is some sort of communication like that. And even friends of mine that were on retrievals felt that kind of communication as they approached the vehicle when they were doing cordoning it off, waiting for transport.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine being the guy that's told, hey, a UFO crashed? First, you're like, what who? The what?
Yeah.
And then you go and you're like, okay, I'm going to go cordon off the crash site. And it starts telling you, hey, get in. We can get out of here.
Yeah.
Me, I, for one, could not resist said temptation.
Right.
If I was cordoning off an alien spacecraft and I was being telepathically called upon to go do whatever deeds this thing wanted me to go do, I would not argue it.
Yeah. Well, it's very reminiscent. This is very reminiscent of what Jake Barber had said about when he was carrying that Ingon thing, right? Or the 8 gon, that craft, where it was making like some form of I don't know. He said it was almost like it was possessing him, but that's a weird term, and it probably caused a lot of problems with people.
Weird way to frame that.
I think what he's trying to say is it's communicating.
He was like overwhelmed.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. And it is 100%. And one day I'll tell you how I know about that, but it is 100% overwhelming. And you're not possessed. It's just, that's the way it communicates. It's just how it is. So I can see, I can see, like you said, like, nah, I'm good. Let's go. I don't need my measly military retirement. Let's go to Zeta Reticuli or Alpha Centauri.
Yeah, let's do it.
Grab some space hippies.
Like that movie. What was it? The one where that kid gets in the UFO.
Fly the Navigator.
Yeah, Flight of the Navigator.
Fly the Navigator. Yeah, well, but
like, let's go.
Yeah,
just sets him.
Yeah, man, because probably Zargon there is going to be like, I saw some space hippies down the beach here. These other guys were
let's go check them out.
Calling us in. Maybe we can pick them up. Go for a ride.
We can go for a ride. Come back in a couple light years. It'll be good.
It'll all be good, man. Come on, let's go.
I'm in.
What a long, strange trip it'll be. But no, for real. It's yeah, man. He said a lot. Okay. And
I don't know who this is, but I like him. William Kennedy. Bonjour. One thing I'm sure of, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. No fear. Yes.
That is why you're here. So yeah. So no, for real, guys, let's get some take on this. Like, are we, if we're really doing this, okay, there's things that we got to talk about. So before we go into any other discussions, any other clips, we're talking about this because it is serious. What you heard was from David was that, we've had samples, we've had bodies. He said it before. He said, well, when things crash, sometimes you have bodies. He said that with Ross the first time.
He did.
Here he is saying it again. Now he's saying we basically have what sounded to me like intergalactic prisoners of war. I'm just spitballing with terms here, but I ain't liking how this is going.
No, nor am I.
So what are our options here? That's what I want to know. How are we to digest this exactly? Is it like we have said? Are we caught in the middle of some intergalactic battle? Like what's going on? What's the take? Let's hear you. I want to hear from all of you.
Yeah, you guys out in the community right now.
We can speculate till the cows come home and get abducted and probably mutilated. Like
I'm even down for the mutilation. Any kind of action is good.
I'm not. No, it's not. It's not good. We don't need that unless you're going to make burger. Lots of burger.
So, guys, what do you think? We are apparently calling in UFOs, allegedly capturing them somehow, and apparently, according to Dave, possibly detaining said occupants. What's your take? Let's hear it.
I think Godot has it. Fascinating, Captain.
That's the thing. Are they POWs? Are we at war with them? Do they have any rights?
Are they even alive? Are they robots? Are you a robot? Let's really think about this, because this is the kind of thing you really have to put on the table. When we say we have to put everything on the table, question everything, this is what we're talking about.
Well, and then here's Dead Fish brings up Dead Fish talks about the crystals a good bit.
Yeah.
And, let's look at this. We've toyed with the idea for the better part of the last century that if there is extraterrestrial life, there's a possibility it could be silica-based.
Right.
Crystals are silica-based.
Yeah, there's a couple of Star Trek episodes that actually address that.
Yeah.
There's a reason it's addressed.
So it's not outside of the realm of possibility that there could be silica-based life forms. Now, it might not be life as we know it.
Right.
Life as we understand it, but still sentient. That's where the whole non-human intelligence thing comes in.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. You can buy UAP calls at Cabela's. Here, Yoda.
No, gosh, no. Oh, no, don't, no. Okay.
Oh, goodness.
What else we got?
Who was that guy speaking to Dr. Phil? That was David Grush. He is the whistleblower that came forward 5 years ago now. 4 years?
2022,
wasn't it?
3 or 4. 23. Or maybe it was 22. Maybe it was. I don't even remember. Yeah, okay, it was 22.
Because it was our second run at the UFO conference.
Okay.
So pretty sure it was 2022. Anyway, he came forward and he basically kicked the doors down and he pulled a Bob Lazar and he came out with more force to keep him from being offed by the government because he sensed that was coming. But yeah, he's a pretty credible guy. Currently, he works under as a professional liaison for congressional
oversight.
Congressman Burleson.
Yeah.
So let's see. What's Mulder's take on it? Mulder's take is don't trust anybody.
He's right.
Yeah.
If the X-Files taught us anything, it's that you can't trust anyone here. And it's very interesting that, you bring up the X-Files again, because look, man, that was part of one of the key arcs in there was that, we were going to stop them. We weren't making peaceful contact with them. We were going to stop them.
Yeah. But I'm here with William, yes, get abducted, happy hour time loss effect, quantum pocket dimension time loss effect. Yeah, no fear.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I think it's highly unlikely that they are 100% life form. Much more likely that they are at least part machine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I believe he even addressed that. He said some of them were drones, as we would call them.
Someone said that in one of these interviews. I don't remember.
Well, no, it was just in that one with Dr. Phil.
Okay.
Yeah, he brought that up because I was listening to it and it was just like.
Well, that's come up several times now by people who know. So they're saying it for a reason.
We are so screwed if aliens think Dr. Phil is our leader. Oh, God, right? Wait, Grush did an interview with Phil? Yes.
Yeah.
Man, we really need to blow up.
No. No. Stop it.
Man, it's a real weird world. I sent it to Ron when I saw the video link come up, and I was like, dude, and he was already watching it. And I was just like, this is too weird for me. This is too weird for me. Like, UFOs, I'm down. Let's go watch UFOs flying across the sky. Dr. Phil interviewing David Grush about UFOs. I don't know how I feel about this one.
I told you, that's how you get to the general water cooler population. This is how you get to them. And that's what it's going to take.
I mean, he was on primetime TV for too long. Primetime daytime TV.
Yeah, dude.
Seth Womack says, if these stories are true, I think we found out how to down their aircraft by accident and then started doing it on purpose more frequently. It would explain the increase in sightings over the years.
Well, that's true. And then, thank you, LW.
LW, appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much.
I think one of the biggest issues here is that to do something like that, you either A, have the upper hand, or you think you have the upper hand.
Booker says, if we are calling them in and then capturing them, why do they keep coming? Captain, that's the 8th ship we've lost this week. No, he brings up a good point, because this is something that I even brought up with you, Ron, was if they know we're doing this, why keep coming unless there's a reason?
There's a reason. So
it could be possible that they are just testing the waters. Like, these things could be hypothetically a very easily replicated structure, and they're just, all right, send another one. Let's see what they do this time. Eventually, if we keep doing this, they might quit.
You saw what we're doing. We're actually creating robots now, not to replace troops, but to go in before our troops eventually. Literal battle droids to go in before our troops to clear buildings. Now, it sounds like a brilliant idea to me, but terrifying on our grounds. But think about that, the strategy. You're sitting in a easily replaceable thing, and you're saving the biological unit that's sending it in.
Yeah.
That's the literal bravery of being out of range right there.
Grush came forward in 2023, Ron.
Thank you. It's 2023. So, what if, speaking of crystals, looking in our crystal ball, right? And we keep hearing all these people talking about, there's, this thing, something's going to happen, blah, 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 all this, something's coming. We even said it ourselves because it makes perfect sense. Why do you escalate this situation? Why are we talking about this? It was quiet for, 75 years. Why drag it out? Why are we talking about it? It was good enough when the world just believed it was all balloons and swamp gas. Well, what if? Big what if. But what if we are dealing with a situation where we have, multiple sides of a conflict, right? And we somehow manage to get involved in that because humans are stupid. All right. We stick our nose into things we shouldn't. Maybe we found something we shouldn't have, or maybe, who knows how we got it, but we have something. And someone said, you know what? We'll tell you how to use that. But here's what it's going to cost you. And there is the meeting that everyone says took place, right? The agreement that took place. Well, maybe the agreement wasn't what they told us, like everybody kind of thinks it was. Maybe the agreement was a sort of a warning. Look, something's coming. Yeah. You better be ready for it. You want to be ready for it? If you want to be ready for it, this is what we need you to do. This is exactly what we need you to do. And if you do that, we'll give you something to take care of that problem. Now, remember that. What is it?
Watching all this, guess who's doing somersaults in his grave? My old pal, Art Bell.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
100% agree.
You're 100% right. So the big worry to me is literally that they know something's coming and they want to get rid of it because it's this threat. I don't know why it's a threat. I mean, anyone could take a guess. It may not even be an actual physical threat. Might just be a threat to some, I don't know, some way of making money, some way of, because that's what we are. Our culture is just, that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. He who wins the game with the most gold wins the whole thing, right?
Joe says the fact that we're not Independence Day immediately after shooting one down shows that we are on the proper course. Shooting one down shows that we have reached a technological level necessary. We are smart enough to shoot UFOs out of the air. Not too shabby.
Or they're letting us for a false sense of security.
Oh, well, yeah, they could be baiting. Could be a bait and switch. We're like, oh, yeah. Let's see what the big...
Keep doing it. Yeah, keep doing it. There you go. Let's see is that all you got? That's what we don't want to happen, by the way. The other possibility is that you are dealing with something that's so highly evolved that it's ludicrous to them. Maybe we're only shooting down the bad ones per the agreement. Or we're shooting down the ones we think are bad.
Well, according to Grush, there's like several different biologics. He said they might all drive the similar model car, but you have various drivers in the seat. So
we have to think about it. Again, the closest frame of reference is science fiction, and it's Starfleet. Again, we'll take it back to, the whole concept of this massive body of a Federation type situation where you have all these different species, these different, I don't know what you call them, worlds, I guess, right? That have somehow sat at a table, made agreements that we could only dream about. And maybe we're almost ready to sit at that table. And someone
said Balthazar mentioned that one of the goals of the project he worked on was to have the ability to shoot these craft down.
That's right.
He also mentioned that catching a glimpse of a craft that seemed to have a hole shot through it.
That's right. That'd be the top hat.
Or the uncontacted tribe on Sentinel Island that lobs a few arrows at the helicopter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. No, that's kind of right. We'll laugh at them until they take it down the surface there.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's my whole point. It's like maybe, look, that's cute. They brought down one of our drone craft with their little EMP thing. Oh, well,
Oh, dear God, they just ripped another hole in another dimension. Yeah.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Little wild and weird West Virginia into a false sense and shoot down this super chat goal. We want the flute.
Oh goodness. But
no,
guys.
Moon next. Yes, I'm on board.
I think, obviously there's a base up there, I hear. I mean,
with a fleet.
Yeah.
A fleet of UFOs.
Yeah. 25-mile long motherships. I'm pretty sure I am fairly certain that is the opening of Independence Day.
Julie Bug made it. Yep. I agree, Ron. I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, man.
Take us to presentation. We're going to go.
Here's the big issue with all of this, and I want you guys to consider this.
Please.
Think about who these beings are talking to. That's all.
Oh, that's good. No, that's true. That's true. That's true. And you have to understand about that, what you just said. That is 100% true. Think about that. Think about the intent. Think about, what you've seen. I think Hellbent's here. They can attest to this as well. I don't think either one of us is trying to, I don't know, capture anything or, dissect it or steal its technology. I mean, I know I'm not. Jesse might. I don't know. I really don't. But I think intent is everything. And I think that they may know the intent.
I just need some sweet alien loving.
Okay, then. Well, all right. Well, I guess I'm alone on this planet, but that's all right. Okay, let's go to some of Bob's stuff. Because, boy, for those who missed it, Bigelow was right there. Episode 2 of the podcast dropped. He went into ALSAP in ways that he has never gone into ALSAP before. He talked about stuff. He called out names. He refused to talk about things. But he gave really good reasons why he couldn't talk about certain things. Right, Joe?
He does.
Yeah.
By saying, I'm not talking about it.
Right, pretty much. I mean, that's how I'm going to do it too. So, when you try to get me in that situation where you're going to ask me a question and I don't want to talk about it, guess what we're going to do? We're not talking about that. You're going to ask some people. They'll tell you. That's exactly what happened. Okay, let's go to the first one. And this would, I think we're talking about the ALSAP documents. I'm pretty sure that's what this is.
Yes, our organization, we have 38 papers. We have copies of everything.
The DIRDs.
We have everything. We have all the other papers going up to about approximately 100. So DIA has those someplace.
But they deny it. They say we don't have them.
Well, I don't know. What they could be buried in a friggin' trailer or the back of a car somewhere in the trunk and it's put into a cellar. I don't know where it is, but we have ours.
But apparently it's buried in a trailer somewhere.
We have copies of everything. I don't think it's our business to go around the government and divulge ours without sanction of proof, without approval. I feel uncomfortable about that. I don't mind the 38 papers. I think beyond that, I'm uncomfortable by not having some kind of official ass covering approval.
Official. Yeah. I totally get it. I think he's right.
Oh yeah.
But they also explain why, and you think about the monumental task of that. What they were saying was that there's personal information, there's medical information in there. If you paid attention to who he's talking about throughout this, he talks about Kit Green, he talks about a couple of the guys over there on the program. We know that Kit studied and Nolan. They all together studied a lot of these contacts, these abductees, and they were looking for specific traits, and there's medical information there. And someone's going to have to go through and scrub all that stuff if it were ever to get released. He's talking about tens and tens of thousands of pages, dude. That's insane.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that is insane. All right, next one here. Try to keep track with these, too. And I think it's this one. I believe it's this one. Let's see.
Dr. Lukatsky and Colin Kelleher have explained, and you've explained, there's a lot of really sensitive stuff in there. Personal medical information. There's the identities of people who work for the government.
People's names and everything are in there. And in today's world, that's terrible if it got out. And they would have no privacy.
So if that were ever to be made public, somebody has to go through and scrub it. And that's a big job because it's a gigantic pile of information.
Yep. That's a gigantic pile of information. He's not wrong. And
Bigelow definitely has stock in the intergalactic taco trucks. I think he probably built one.
He owns the franchise.
Yeah.
Was when I was with the president and was doing the disclosure advisory kind of thing with him and giving him some help and ideas and so on. I realized that that I was rowing upstream on this thing against the tide, and the tide was what the Pentagon had already decided they were going to do, and what Arrow actually meant as a disguise, and probably a fraudulent effort to squash disclosure.
And I'm not going to play the whole thing. You guys go watch it. It's a fantastic, episode. He goes into it right there. He really calls out, Kirkpatrick. He lays it on the line, pretty much what happened. And you can tell he's not playing games. He's punching hard with this. So I was very happy with that part. Extremely happy with that part. How about you, Joe?
Oh no, 100%.
That was great to see.
This interview was one of the best interviews I've listened to in quite some time.
It's, that's what people don't get. It's like we do this, on top of our jobs. We listen to this. Like, this is what we do in the background. There is a group, and it's the three of us and some of our friends who field out these things. So, oh, did you see this? We'll get a message, and we'll share it amongst the group. And we have to watch these things. It's exhausting. And sometimes, you'll get something like the Bigelow podcast, and it's just like, this is a breath of fresh air.
It really is, because he is coming out guns blazing, to a degree. Like, he's weapons hot, but he's not really, he's playing it safe with weapons hot.
Yeah, he's got to.
Because he still is making money. He's still doing things. He and people who worked for him are still in the loop and still doing things. Just an old hippie flute.
Thank you. We shall have it.
So Bigelow is saying things like Enzo referenced here a minute ago. Holy crap, how many times did he refer to us as containers?
Yeah, you caught that.
Well, he's been doing that for some time.
Yeah.
Ever since his study that he did on the afterlife.
Yeah.
So, but in this episode in particular, he does it a lot.
He does, doesn't he? Let's talk about a little bit of that. Let's go in that consciousness talk. I didn't get the whole thing again. This is fascinating. And you can tell he's just so excited to talk about it. He's jumping around. I love it. And he knows what he's talking about. He's like, this is okay. I'm going to talk about this because nobody lets me talk about it. And then at one point he's like saying things, boy, it might have been over people's heads, and I think that George just wanted to stay on the UFO thing. He didn't realize you are on the UFO thing.
Yeah, right. It's
Let
all
this man talk.
part of it.
Yeah, it's all part of it. And I liked how George was talking about how, what did he say? Most of the researchers who talk about consciousness don't know anything about it, or they don't know.
No, he said most of the people who are on these shows talking about it, they don't understand it and don't realize anything about it. But he said there's researchers out there. They get it.
Yeah. And this, of course, Bigelow being the guy who's done more, I guess, for that research than just about anyone, obviously.
Yeah.
And here's why.
All these years, DIA starts the OSAP program, and for the first time, you have an honest approach to discovery process, to trying to learn what everything is about, and all the other paranormal events. And we were a UFO program, but the wisdom of Jim Lukatsky was great because he knew that there are ancillary kinds of events that occur that are really paranormal basket kinds of things. This goes into the consciousness aspect of physics and everything. That is a really interesting domain to talk about, which is foundational to everything, George. It's consciousness ultimately is responsible for everything in the universe.
Yeah, it gets really, really deep.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely deep. Let's see. The other one. Yeah, this one. I think it's this one.
First of all, we have proof that you survived your container, which is a huge friggin' step for people to digest that. If you have certain religious backgrounds, or you're a confirmed staunch atheist, or maybe a staunch agnostic kind of person, you can't digest this. It doesn't. It is very difficult to swallow it and try to understand it. If you're a researcher and extensively, it matters a lot. And also, if you've had demonstrations, personal demonstrations and exhibitions of things, it really helps. And sometimes you recall what you witnessed and what you saw, and you just say, did that really happen? Yeah, it really happened. Those things really happened.
Been there, done that, got the t-shirt, lost the time, things like that. Let's see, I got one more for him. This one will ring true for you.
By just pure observation, you can have an effect on subatomic particles. I'll put it that way. That's the appropriate vernacular. And you cause deviations according to your intent. So consciousness has an effect in our dimension that we can initiate through various other kinds of things. Clairvoyance, precognition, remote viewing, mediumship. There are a lot of ways that not all mediums are fraudulent. And there's some gold star remote viewers. And SRI, Stanford Research Institute, and friends of ours that we know, Hal Puthoff and Kit Green, were very involved.
It's very important that you realize today 2 absolutely massive, mind-blowing interviews took place, both of which went their own directions with the potentiality for alien life and extraterrestrial and extra-dimensionals, all that. Both of them had a common source that they referenced. That was SRI and Hal Puthoff.
Than that, and they studied people like Uri Geller for extensively, and phenomenal performers. And one of the things they learned that's kind of fun is that most people have the ability to function to produce anomalous results that our normal 5 senses shouldn't be able to produce. And you're not using those, you're using a 6th kind of sense.
Yeah. That's what they kind of proved, right? So why do we still argue about it? There's a good question. It's part of our actual reality, right? And that's what we're trying to do with Strange Realities, is show, eventually, it's the same thing. We've done it. We have, and unlike Skywatcher, we'll show you.
Yeah, for free.
We've done it. And I don't understand it. I'm not going to pretend to understand it. No, we're not calling down the aliens. They're not coming out. They're not giving us top secret information, anything like that. But we have interfaced with the mechanism behind the system. That's the best way to put that, I think.
Yeah, we've interfaced with reality directly.
Yeah, that's the best way to put that. Reality is not what you think it is. And I think that was the whole purpose when we did Strange Realities, was to show that reality is just not what we thought it was. There's something else going on there. One of the cooler things about that interview, I did not put the clip in. I want to save some stuff for you. Man, it's a good one. But he talks about Lukatsky going out to Skinwalker Ranch for the first time, and how they're there, and he has this experience that only he witnesses. He's the only one who sees it. He's the only one who witnesses it. Well, that very experience is what causes him to basically go and try to help procure this program and to get ALSAP off the ground. Isn't that amazing how that works?
Yeah.
The phenomena itself seems to have a desire, a want, a need, something for its story to be told. We've said that. That was our conclusion at the end of Paranormal Horizons. Anyone who stuck around and watched the whole ending, watched the final table, read of the conclusion that we came up with, is that this thing wants its story to be told. But it wants that story to be told, it seems, and I'm not saying anyone special here, but it wants it told by certain people. And I think that has to do not with the people, but with the intent that those people project. That's what I think. There are authors, there are songwriters, musicians. How many musicians have written about alien contact? You'll be amazed.
Boston had a whole album. Nobody realized most of it was all about contact.
Yeah. There's tons. There's something for you guys to look up. Think about it. Go do that. How many songs, how many musicians have either had a, come out and said, yep, I had an experience with a non-human, intelligence, alien, God, what you want, or seen a UFO, something like that, right? Or they wrote about it. How many of them? There's tons. How many writers? How many researchers? There's 2 in here right now that can tell you that we have nearly mirrored research at times without ever picking up a phone, without ever talking to each other. We have mirrored results. That, to me, is validation. I think that's what it's all about. To me, that's what it's all about anyway. So it's real. What these guys are talking about is 100% real. Now, when we're talking about going out there and taking down physical craft, Joe, physical bodies, Joe, we're not talking about metaphysical things.
Yeah, no, we're talking about tangible.
Subject A.
Yep.
Subject A. So is it like we theorized some 10 years ago that the subject A part of it is a vehicle, its own form of container, its own form of interface with our side of reality? You see?
It could be, or it could just be its interface with reality itself.
In general. Yep.
And just what we perceive as dimensional or extraterrestrial, because we have no other language for it.
Yeah, our words are bad. Our words are very bad. Our words have caused division, chaos, confusion, and war for no reason whatsoever. And you're going to find this out over time. I have a feeling that's what you're going to find out over time. And boy, are we going to look stupid.
Yeah. You guys won't. We won't, but humanity as a whole.
No, humanity as a whole. We don't consider ourselves as part of humanity. I don't. Anyway, I mean, Joe might. I don't speak for Joe, but I personally can't stand humans.
Oh, Team Big Rock for a reason, baby.
Well, that's you.
Now, when we're looking at these things, we have to understand that everybody's using labels that they understand.
Yeah.
Right. Even Bigelow.
Yeah.
You have to break this stuff down to the core fundamental concepts. Look at how these ideas are constructed. Don't try to express the dogmatic views of religion, spirituality, any of that stuff. You have to look at it for what it is. Then, and only then, are you going to be able to watch and see how the connections are made. Because otherwise you're looking at a tangled bowl of noodles. And you're trying to make sense of it. And you pull on one noodle and a strand pulls from a different direction. You had
then the universe unravels.
Right. You have to look at it from the most fundamental standpoint. He stated, which this is something that we've said before. This is not anything new to you guys, but that at a subatomic level, our intent, our actions, our thoughts can have an effect on things at a subatomic level. So we're getting together and shooting down UFOs.
No.
Absolutely.
No.
So from a subatomic level, we're able to physically, measurably manipulate something, right? This construct means that there is what some would call divine creativity, miraculous wonders. It would be your just creative spark or the connection to source, those warm, tingly fuzzies you get. These sensations that you feel are direct interaction with what is essentially in raw form the interface to your reality. And those emotions, all that stuff can affect it. It bleeds over. It just gets out of hand if you do not come at it without bias. You have to check everything at the door and look at it at the very base, fundamental construct. And then from that point, look to how it connects everywhere else. How does it connect to spirituality? How does it connect to consciousness? How does it connect to, seeing things happen in miraculous ways? How does it connect to having the like manifestation? Or how does it connect to the zodiac? How does it connect to this? How does it connect? And then once you have the fundamental, you can build outward and start to look and see the picture in a more holistic way, in a way that makes sense, that's less Picasso, more Da Vinci. Does that make sense? A little bit, hopefully.
A little bit.
Yeah, we have to step back and look at it. That's the key. We can't force our perceptions on it. We can't force our preconceived notions on it, because if we do, we're affecting it at a subatomic level.
Mm-hmm.
And that can affect the outcomes.
Yeah. What you said.
I come at it without bias. All I have are direct energy weapons, but no biases whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Keep them coming, guys. There's a lot of
oh, that is an awesome thumbnail picture. Dr. Photography.
That's cool. Everyone that is here, please do take time to hit the like, the sub, all that fun stuff. Share this out a little bit. Let's try to get it out. We hear a lot of people talking about this stuff, and I don't think, unfortunately, we get to hear a broader community talking about this stuff together. We hear a host talking about it, telling the broader community what it is, what they think. But we need to have this conversation together. This isn't a thing where we talk to you about it. It's the thing where we talk together about it. And I have a feeling we're going to have to really have this conversation like deeper and a lot quicker soon.
Yeah. And I think we can arrange some stuff for that specific to not necessarily Wild and Weird Radio, but some other formats.
Yeah. We'll see what we can do.
All right. Yeah, this is a deep one to really tackle when you get into the Bob Bigelow stuff, Robert Bigelow.
Yeah.
You get into his research and without, it's hard. He's not wrong. It's very difficult to digest unless you are a researcher.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have that kind of a bent to go into those directions and be able to ruminate on what is being said here, especially in the depths that he's saying them in, because this is a man who literally had he approved that existence after death, existence after permanent bodily death is the thing.
That's pretty nuts if you think about it. I remember the contest.
Yeah.
And I listen to what he says. They were only going to have 3 winners, and then all of a sudden they expanded it because they were so good.
Yep.
Like, dude, we should have entered.
We really should have.
We should have entered.
So hopefully I didn't get too deep there and into the weeds trying to explain the concept that was in my head. But
considering today's attention span, we'll need to have this conversation over and over and over.
We will.
Paranormal, yeah, we do, and we will. You're 100% right. That's exactly what it is. Paranormal in the social media is Groundhog Day. Yes, it is. And it's just like, oh, look, this is back again. For example, I don't know how many have noticed, but that stupid Miami alien thing is circling back around.
It is, yeah. Started back a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and people are just discovering it. How it's proof, that this happened. Go back and listen to the episode if you want to. It happened like what, 2 years, something like that. We'll go now. Yeah. Believe it or not, it started in Margaritaville. That's enough for me right there. And it's true, 100%. Yeah. We have the whole episode. We did a really big deep dive on it. There are police scanner records there. You can listen to the whole thing. It was a mob, basically. It was mass hysteria, and it was a great example. And we still use it to this day. It was a great example of social media manipulation. And don't think that it was not noticed by others. You gave them what they wanted.
Joe said, Joe and Ron are trying to uncover the mysteries of the universe while the chat is jazzed up to blow up UFOs.
Yeah, I don't get you guys. You're just totally not getting it. It's not.
Trackway says, honestly, if I see a UAP up close, I'm done. That would be it for me. Ghosts, yeah, I can deal with that. Big hairy people, yep, no problem. Shimmering bodies in the woods, been there, done that. UAP up close, not his thing.
I don't think you'd remember. Just going to tell you, I don't think you'd remember. We've been close, but I don't remember. And I think that's probably about all I'll say about that. How about you, Joe?
Yeah, it's potentially that way. You may not remember.
Yeah.
You may wake up confused in a strange place and not have any memory of what happened or how you got there.
No, it's not like that. It's more like,
according to that dude that woke up in a Waffle House.
That's true. But you know what? If I'm going to do it, I'd like to wake up in a Waffle House. But,
I know, right? Man, dude, I don't want a Waffle House. I really, it's been so long since I've had their hash browns.
Oh, the hash browns, those amazing eggs Benedict.
Yes.
Oh, geez. Waffle House. Why are we not there?
Arthur says, hey, Joe and Ron, what can we expect from your show's premiere tomorrow?
Okay, sure. Well, if you watch part 1, you saw where we had just went to get the Geiger counter. And we'll pick up there. You're going to see, I don't want to spoil it, but you're going to see us reinvestigate something that has been questioned for a while that you saw originally on Paranormal Horizons.
Yep.
And it was one of the more interesting orb captures I think that I've seen. I'll be 100% with you.
Oh,
What do you
think,
Joe?
Down.
I mean, yeah,
it's one of the best out there.
Yeah, it's a close-up orb sighting. And we investigate that further. We discover something about that. And honestly, again, no spoilers, but we're still discovering stuff about that. And so we'll probably hear more about that in the future. But more importantly, it's going to set up the final episode of that particular investigation. And the final episode, in my opinion, I still don't know what happened. And I was there. Does that makes sense, right? Larry was there. You were there.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of us there, but we all witnessed it.
The next episode too is what's going to be real fun. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow's episode's good.
No, the next one after tomorrow's. Yeah.
Yeah, the one after tomorrow's episode,
the finale,
is going to be bonkers.
Yeah.
You'll get a teaser, so you'll see.
Yeah, you'll definitely get a teaser at the end of it. So stick around for that teaser. And yeah, man, I don't know. Like I said, I think that we've seen
Joe's
things.
over here wanting to pull one over on Marvin the Martian.
Fearlessly tunnel entrance. Oh my gosh, that's great.
Pork Chop Express. I ate Waffle House tonight. Pork Chop 1, steak and egg 0. Yes.
Thank you. We can live our life vicariously through you. Who was that? Pork Chop Express. Thank you.
Pork Chop Express.
Thank you for that. That gives us a reason to live.
Man, so I stole an old it's just random thought before we go somewhere else. I stole a menu item off of them and made it better.
What?
And they took it off their menu forever ago. So back whenever I was in college, is like 2000. It was when I was going for my bachelor's degree. So it was like 2000. Oh gosh. It was just before I met Kelly. So it was like 2011. They had this, it was a buttermilk pancake, but it had like sausage crumbled up in it.
Yeah.
Well, it's what I made.
That's what you made. I had that. Yeah.
Yeah. I made it at camp up at the farm this last weekend.
Yeah, it's good.
But that was an old Waffle House thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you.
Crumbled up sausage. You crumble it up, throw it in the pan, and then pour your pancake batter over top of it.
Nothing gets you quite like an orb. Boy, that's the truth, isn't it?
Waffle House with the steel chair. Play the flute. Play the flute.
Okay. I'll play the flute. But, do we have any further, questions or comments about this? I mean, we have a lot of people still watching this, which is just amazing. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you guys.
Remember to go and leave a comment after the video goes up on YouTube to stream out. And if you haven't liked it yet, please do so.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
For those who don't know, we will be presenting at Mothman again.
Yes,
this year. We were tasked with
a very specific topic.
Yeah, we have to try to explain to you guys what's going on in the whole, ufological arena right now. And up until this past year, that would have been an easy thing to do. But at this point, it's a task. It's going to be good though. It's going to be really good. And I think we're going to just go back to the beginning and go from there and kind of put it together. I think that's the best way to do it because there's a lot to this and it didn't just start.
All right. Let's
what we got over there?
Sim says, anyone attending Mothman next month, meet up at the Wild and Weird West Virginia booth at 1 p.m. We will be there. Pizza, beverages that night. Oh man, I would love to. I just have to drive home that night. That's no problem.
We don't even get to stay for the
hayride.
The hayride. Yeah. We don't get to stay for the hayride, which is crazy. Okay, let me just test this one out real quick. Y'all keep asking your questions and whatnot. I'm just tuning this thing up, trying to figure all this out.
Which one's that?
This would be the A4. Is that right? Or no, that's not A4. Is it? No, it's a D4. I don't want to say A4. It's D4. D4. Yeah, I think that'll work. I think we'll go low with it this time. Let's turn a little bit of this on, and I'll move this over that way.
Oh, Enzo says I'll be in Vernal, Utah the weekend before the Mothman Festival this year. I'd go.
Ooh.
Vernal, Utah is awesome.
That's pretty cool.
It's been a long time since I've been out that way. Jordan says the hayride was great. Me and Byron took his Jeep there to the next day.
You guys are absolutely.
We're going to miss you guys this year, but
animals.
We get it.
All right, let's go with this thing. I think we can run both mics on this. That's a little hot. There we go.
This one takes a lot of air. There we go. Good. Flute time's over, kids. All right, we've got.
Definitely appreciate that.
We're hitting here up against the time tomorrow, folks.
Yeah, 8 o'clock. We start at 8
p.m. Eastern.
Yep.
We will be going live with the premiere. Ron and I will be there in the chat, and then after party at it was at 8:40, right?
8:40. Yes.
So
we will.
After party starts right here.
So we've got. Hang on, I've got the actual graphic for you to pop up there. Episode 2. Oh, yeah, go ahead and take it. Yeah, thank you, sir. It's almost like you read my mind. It's like that consciousness thing going on. I don't know how it's working, but yeah. Love Q&A. I think it's this one right here. Yeah, it's this one. There we go. Boom.
Chasing the Unseen, Orbs, Radiation, and Bigfoot. So airs tomorrow, 8:14, 8 p.m. Eastern, live Q&A afterwards, and come hang out. The last episode was off the rails. Ron didn't have any power, so you guys were stuck with me, and I had to manage the chaos, which is just coincidentally what I'm really good at. And I operated very well, and it was a blast. Everybody had an absolute ball. And so highly recommend you guys turn out. The after party will be unstructured. Okay.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna be talking to you guys, taking questions from you guys about what you saw in the clips, and it's gonna be a good time. A good time.
We can even talk a little bit of speculation about what's going to happen.
Yes, we can.
As far as that goes, and where that led, because we did just conduct a very relevant experiment a couple weeks ago, and it had
we did
very strange results. that we gotta, get some second eyes on. So they say, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
But we'll see. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So everybody, just be there. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Ron will have power tomorrow. I have spoken.
Thank you. You understand.
It's going to be the best way to spend your Friday night. It will be. It will be fun for sure.
It'll be fun.
Can't wait for tomorrow's show. Awesome, man. We can't wait to have you guys with us.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. Just it helps us out. Just grab the link there and share it out.
Yep.
Get it out to as many people as you possibly can, so we can pack this thing. That would be nice.
It'll be. It's going to be a good episode for a few reasons. And then you're going to get a teaser for the next episode. Then the after party, which, like Ron said, we're going to get to speculate and have some fun with. So I highly suggest everybody hang out, make tomorrow night's 8 p.m., 8:40 little slot your time to be hanging out with us.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. Like I said, there's going to be a little bit more data, a little bit more information that we talk about from a case that we've talked about before that's been publicized and documented, but we found, some more data for that. And, you get to see all that. You can see it happen in real time. That was one of our things that we like to do with this series, is to make sure that things are chronological. You're not going to see any of those things that took place, that don't really fit in unless it's a flashback scene, something to, kind of narrate or validate a certain thing. And boy, there's a lot of validation points in that thing.
There is.
There's a lot of validation points in there. So be ready for it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And I think I'm losing my voice, just to let y'all know.
Oh man. So I got the links I'm throwing in here for you guys. The premiere is already in the chat, and here is the after party. So copy those links, be there, come hang out. It's going to be a blast. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, everybody. We do appreciate each and every one of you guys that come out and show up and spend your Thursday evenings with us. We honestly cannot think of any better way to spend our Thursday evenings, which is why we've been doing it this way for the last several years. But it's always awesome to have you guys with us. We appreciate the conversation. We appreciate you guys immensely. And tomorrow you get to see a full 4K bit.
Yeah, it's 4K. That's right. It's 4K, and
this is what you guys pay for. This is what the donations come in, pay for. Covers the expenses for this stuff, and because you guys cover the expenses on our end, we cover the head charge. The covers on us, so you guys get to come in and watch the shows for free and catch all of that. So thank you guys very, very much. And,
yes, and just to let you know, yes, there are commercials. I'm just going to put that out there for you right now, so don't be disappointed if but just hit skip and move on. This is just how it works over here. So
it is.
We don't charge memberships or anything like that, so this works. Keeps us in good graces. Keeps our hours up. Did you see where you got to have so many more hours now? By the way,
they've cranked it up because we don't have a problem with that.
No, thank God, no. I remember there was a time we would have, but man, I'm so like I said, just thankful that these people show up and actually watch these shows and honestly, not just for us, but to help move this thing along. Because again, we got to have these conversations, guys. And we're going to keep having these conversations. So be prepared. If you kind of hear things getting repeated, it's okay. Maybe it'll sink in.
We have to.
It has to be done.
Because people forget.
And we're picking up new people every week. So, let's just keep doing the work.
With all that said, that was just our way of saying thanks. You guys keep it free. Y'all are awesome. We appreciate you guys so much. Be here tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern. Live premiere. Everybody hang out in the chat, converse, talk amongst yourselves. 8:40. 8:40 we go live for the after party, and we might be blowing crap out of the sky.
No, we're not blowing crap out of the sky. No, we are not shooting them out of the sky. That is a promise. No.
So, remember, there's far more to this whole phenomena than what we can wrap our minds around right now. Consciousness is embedded throughout every aspect of it. So is our intent. So the best thing I can tell you to do is listen.